Hello!
Hi everybody! How's it going?
Welcome to another episode of Mr. and Mrs. Megara bring the tea in history. Spill the tea in history.
Wow! We did that so good. Well, that one wasn't as good, but that was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's either spill or give or find. It could be whatever you guys want it to be.
Bring the tea in history.
Bring the tea.
Today we're talking about the president's cabinet. Now, this is
So
actually
Mr. Mrs. Government.
Yeah, so
Okay,
it's not
cool.
really actually history, but it kind of is related, so hey.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get
My
going.
tea is historical.
Well, there you go. That's good.
Yeah.
So, constitutional authority, right? So, we're talking about the executive branch and the president. However, there was no part of the Constitution that said the president got a cabinet, right? That
You can explain what a cabinet is?
Yeah, so cabinet is like the group of advisors that help the king, not the king, sorry. I was just thinking about it. Help the president make decisions, okay? Help the president make decisions. They take over certain departments. They make some smaller decisions underneath them. They're basically like the president's workers underneath them.
Are they his friends?
Sometimes they'll be his friends, his associates, people he knows, people who share the same beliefs that he has. So it's, over the years, though, it would develop, and it's an informal group of advisors from each of the executive departments. So they're just advisors that help give the president.
Could you put like your dad on the cabinet?
You can. JFK put his brother on the cabinet.
Well, okay, but his brother was also heavily into politics. He ran for president the next year.
Yeah.
Look at me knowing things.
Look at you knowing things. And then he got shot.
He got shot.
Yeah.
But they said he was
not
going to
the
win.
next year. It was after
he was
Lyndon
shot.
Johnson. It was, I think it was 69.
Sorry, we're really mixing up a lot of things. Just
He may
forget
require
that.
the opinion. So basically, they're his advisors. That's what the cabinet is. So interesting facts. There's some random things that you don't have to remember, but they're kind of cool. George Washington's top advisors, Hamilton and Jefferson, did not get along, and they
Ooh,
fought.
I know that because I have seen Hamilton. Y'all should watch it.
JFK's brother was on it, and he listened more to his brother than his other advisors. Ronald Reagan held an average of twice a week with all his cabinets to stay informed. Lincoln, this is a great one. This is my favorite. So Lincoln once had a meeting with his cabinet members, which there were 7 during his time, and all 7 members say that oppose what he's saying, and he says 7 nays, 1 aye. The ayes have it. Because he basically has he's the one with real power. They're just advisors. So he's basically saying that, hey, I get what you guys are saying.
It basically be like you go to your best friend and you're like, oh, this guy, da 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 da, and your best friend's like, actually, the guy is dirt. Like, you need to not go back to him. And then you say, oh, I like him anyway, and then you do it.
Yeah,
that's the most annoying thing in the entire world. That happens all the time.
So that is interesting facts. Seems like you have experience behind that.
No, I don't. Oh, maybe I do, but not from me. Everyone liked you.
So back in the day, George Washington started it, and there were 4 offices. The first one is Secretary of State, which was T.J. Thomas Jefferson.
T.J.
Department of the Treasury, which was Alexander Hamilton. And then Department of War, which is we still have today, but it would change its name to Secretary of Defense because that sounds a lot better than Department of War.
Yeah. Okay, but how cool is that to say that's
Department
your department?
Of War, yeah. And then Office of Attorney General. An Attorney General is the one who basically is in charge of bringing people to court who break the law. They sue things, they take things to court. Today there are 15 departments, so it has grown a lot larger. Yeah, it started with only 4, now there's 15. All these cabinets, all those original 4 are still there. As I said, the only thing that's different is Department of War is now called Department of Defense.
The Secretary.
And not because there's a fence around the White House.
Oh my word, we need to defense that joke.
That doesn't make sense. All right. So President's Cabinet today, those are the 15 cabinets. Secretary of State, Secretary of Treasury, so that's obviously in charge of the Attorney General, Secretary of Defense, Secretary of Interior, Agriculture, Commerce. You can just go on, right? And there's like even some weird ones like Secretary of Transportation. I care about the cause, right? It's just weird.
What?
Stuff. Department of Homeland Security is the newest one. That was after 9/11, the terrorist attacks. So they created the Department of Homeland Security. Yeah.
So all of them, there's a reason why they're there.
Yeah, and they were all created in different dates. Only besides the 4 original ones.
So is it the president who creates them? He can just be like, well, I want 16 people on my cabinet.
He does that. But if he wants to have them paid by the government, he has to get it through Congress to put that in there. But they can do, yeah. Department of State, we're going to talk about the big ones. The Department of State is in charge of foreign policy, okay? Which is interesting because you think Department of State would be concerned about the states. Nope, they care about the foreign policy. They staff the embassies, so they're in charge of who's in the embassies. They're in charge of the American interests abroad, meeting other nations.
This makes sense that Thomas Jefferson was this because he was already the ambassador of France.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're in charge of that with other countries. Department of State. So that's but that's usually the big one. Department of State's a pretty big one.
Wasn't Hillary Clinton the
Yes, for
Department
Obama.
of State?
Department of Treasury is another big one, and that's basically makes the financial decisions, public debt, collecting taxes. So the IRS is underneath the Department of Treasury.
Okay.
All of these are examples of the Department of Treasury. Yeah. Next big one is Department of Defense. As we said, it used to be called Department of War, and they basically oversees the armed chiefs of staff. Because if you remember, the president is the chief. I just blanked on it. Commander-in-chief of the military, so he has complete control of the military, and so Department of Defense is focused on that.
Is this usually a military guy?
Sometimes
try
it
to
can
get
be,
a-
yes, it can be a civilian too. It matters who's in charge. It's called the DoD. You'll hear it abbreviated to that. They're talking about the Department of Defense. But yeah, in charge of that, and they see like the Joint Chief of Staffs is like the head of the Army, head of the Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, stuff like that, and now the new Space Force they're in charge of too.
Wow.
I know.
Look at us going to space.
You look at us, yeah. Steps and process of appointing cabinet member. All right, so to get a cabinet member or to appoint them to say, hey, this person's going to be it, the president has to nominate them. Then the White House reviews them. The Senate confirms them. They hear about them. There's an FBI investigation too.
Wow.
The Senate interviews them, and the
Wow,
Senate
so this
votes.
is no joke.
Majority. Yeah. But in general, they'll usually let it happen because it'd be pretty low blow just to basically say, hey, you can't have anyone, because you kind of know if the president is elected that they're going to have their members be it, right? There's going to be there's going to be conservative people.
Like
in
they don't
charge.
really have a ton of power anyway. It doesn't
Yeah.
affect.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Exactly. It doesn't affect the decision making. It's just like these advisors. But they do want to make sure they're qualified. So that's kind of their check.
So
to
you
make sure.
can't have your dad be on it.
Well, you can if the Senate confirms it.
I know, but if your dad is just a dad and he's
Yeah,
not.
that might be kind of hard unless you put him in like urban. You're from a city. You put him in charge of like urban development or something like that.
Oh, interesting.
All right, here we go. So that brings us to the end of our video on the president's cabinet, which is not like the kitchen cabinet in your home.
You're proud of that one? You tried a couple of funny ones.
Oh, thanks. I tried. I like I said.
No, I
tried,
la-
not accomplished. I feel like I've accomplished.
You
a lot.
have. I laughed.
Thanks.
Did
All
they
right.
laugh or are they like completely
Probably not.
like looking
I
at their
just
phone
realized
at the same-
Lincoln's head's kind of fallen.
Oh,
It's
it's
taking
like
a
you're
slip.
making a statement about George Washington being ahead of
Being
Lincoln.
superior to Lincoln. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Do you
All right.
think that? That's a discussion for another video. Okay. Here is the tea. My Ceylon tea, because again, this is just it's very good tea. Don't fix what ain't broke. You know what I'm saying?
If it ain't broke, don't.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's what it is.
Okay, so here's my tea. So basically when you look up cabinet, what do you think comes up?
Kitchen cabinets.
No. When you look at president, probably if I just looked up cabinets, but I didn't do that. Anyway,
Trump
everyone thinks that Trump has the worst cabinet, but I mean, everyone just like hates Trump. You either love him or you hate him, honestly. It seems like if you live in the United States right now. Anyway, everyone thinks that it's horrible. A couple reasons why. Well, one of the reasons why is like I think his name's Rick Perry. He put him in the thing for energy. He's in the, which basically they're in charge of like oil. No, yeah, no, yes.
Some are used to talk about that.
Anyway, the guy
Power
that he
plants.
did actually, when he was running in 2012, he actually said that they should take away the department. Like he didn't know what it was
Oh,
until
yeah.
after he was put in, and then he realized, oh, this isn't what I thought it was. Or anyway, but that's not so
Well,
that.
presidents will do that. If there's something they don't like, they'll put incompetent or people who don't care about it in charge and basically make them, hey, take this apart.
That's sketchy.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Like the environment. What's the environment one? Environmental Protection, EPA. My bad. Okay.
Say to
Sorry,
the
it's
teacher,
early. It's
no.
early in the morning. The EPA, like
It's 10 o'clock.
yeah. Okay. Well,
Is
that's
it early?
Yes. The when Reagan was in charge, he basically put people who did not care about the EPA in charge of it, so that way they would kind of take it apart.
Well, if that's not tea, I don't know what is. But that's actually not the tea. So I have something really, really good. I want
Okay.
you to guess what it is.
No idea.
1979 is when it happened.
1979.
1979.
This is Lincoln and this is Jefferson
Lincoln.
and Jefferson
No.
and no.
1979.
Oh, this is before the Civil War.
1979.
1970. I'm sorry.
What was?
I was thinking 1779. So 1979.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys realize what was just happening, but he was going all the way back before America
Revolutionary War. I thought you
began.
were talking about
1979. Like my mom was born in 1959.
I don't know. That's Carter.
Carter, yes, you're correct. So he did something, and it was tea-worthy. Listen up if you're not listening, because this is good.
I don't know what to do with Iran.
Let me set the scene. It's America. Gas prices are insane.
Yeah.
They're running out of gas.
Well, 'cause the
They're
oil
running
embargo.
out of energy. There's all these things going on. It's the 4th of July, which is Independence Day. And all the Americans hate everything. And they're all kind of like right now. Everyone's really, really, really mad at Carter. And they're just like, you're the worst, da-da-da. He's 2 years into his presidency. And it's his first term, so he can run for a second term. It's 2 years into his presidency. He is supposed to have a presidential address that he does on the 4th of July that presidents do every year. I don't know if there's a cool name for it or not.
Crisis of confidence speech.
About malice.
I don't know.
It's called the Speech of Malice. Anyway, so what does malice mean, Mr. McGarr?
Like anger.
Yes. So anyway, what happens is he was supposed to have a thing, and everyone hated Carter, and he was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. So he canceled the speech, and everyone was like, don't do that. Everyone's going to get really mad at you. And they did get mad at him, but he didn't care. He went to Camp David, which is this place that all the presidents go. I don't know why it's called Camp David, but they go there. He went with his cabinet, with all of his advisors, and did this speech that all of his cabinet said you should not do this speech, because basically it was yelling at the Americans, saying everything was their fault.
Crisis and confidence speech.
Yeah. He really, I didn't say it was not. Anyway, so basically, President Carter stands up there and he says, you know what, why all of you guys are so upset right now that there's no oil or anything like that? It's because y'all are materialistic and all you care about is stuff. And you should know that there's more in happiness in life than gas and more in happiness in life than energy. Y'all should go outside and play. He didn't say that, but basically he said stuff like that, which, can you imagine? That's so funny.
It's funny, you speak the truth and then they
Yeah,
remove you from office.
he spoke. Well, no. This is what happened though. He spoke the truth, and his likeness, whatever it's called, actually went up 11%. Yeah, straight up. This is what happened. So then all these Americans were like, "You're so right. Like you're saying everything I was thinking. Like oh my word!" And they actually were like, "You're amazing. Like this is like." You're telling us the truth. You're not being a political whatever. Like you're a straight shooter. But this is when Carter, all this went to his head. He was like, oh, this is great. They all love me. I'm going to change my entire presidency. So he brings his cabinet into a room about 4 days after this speech happens, and everyone loves him, right? He's on a high. And then so he gets all of his cabinet in a room, and he says, I demand all of you and his senior staff, I demand all of you to give me resignation letters, and I will decide who I accept and who I don't. So every single person in the room had to write a resignation letter, like I resign, because of this, and then he took them and he read them all and decided which ones, like, okay, I'm gonna accept this. Yes, you resign, and the other ones, no, I don't accept those. You still are hired. That makes sense. How many people do you think that he accepted? There was 12 at this time.
Did he accept all 12?
Nope.
11?
Nope.
2. I don't know.
Man, doesn't it sound as impressive when you go to 12 first? 6.
Oh,
half of it. He swiped half of it. No, that's the most ever in one day.
Oh, you mean like...
That's the most ever.
Well, I thought it was going to be 2 left.
No. So 6. But then this is what happened. Then the Americans were like, whoa, bro. We thought you were cool, but you be cray-cray.
This video was so long.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. But isn't that a good story?
That is a good story.
But then what happened was Carter basically was like...
Yeah,
it was very, very bad. Because then people were like, oh, you be unstable. We don't want you as president. And then Reagan just swooped in and had the easiest run ever. He won 40-something states out of the 50.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry that was so long, but on the real, though, tea-filled story.
I think the tea was half this video, not gonna lie.
I'm so sorry, but I
hope
hope you
okay. We had
enjoyed.
something. It was good. Bye, guys.